Alrighty, so I'm not sure what point. I've been kind of very sparse at the last few weeks of updating this, so I don't know. I'm not sure what point I had left it at last time, but basically I have done some work to the engine sort of assembly. So I got my viscous clutch on. I got my belt on. This was actually very difficult to hold tight. I think it's 30 foot-pound that goes into it. Whatever, I had the measurement at the time. It's quite difficult to hold tight because it will actually, even if you, let's say, hold other systems, it will slip the belt to move. So that was quite difficult. But anyway, we got there in the end. The pump obviously is, I'm sure I've seen that. The pipe work is all on. That again is quite tricky to put back on because these have an adjustment, let's say an elliptical bolt pattern at the back here. So when you're fitting it, you can go that way with it, and then suddenly your pipe work is real tight to fit. So with that in mind, I think next time I remove a pump, I would probably mark it up just to say where on the elliptical it was, and then fit it back in and hopefully get there. But it's not too crucial. Like they are fitting, they're just real tight, and these clips are really hard. I got the brand new clips here. I have a feeling I'm going to lose a few with a bit of vibration. I think they're going to just break fatigued because they're really tight to fit on. Got the sensor fitted. I know I probably was talking about this already when I drilled it out. I got a few more of these brand new ones of these as well at the same time as getting the plastic clips. So yeah, that's that. The coolant mod, I actually found that the system I was running, even when I cut it down ever so slightly down, it was just way too close to that to the alternator. So there was no way I was going to get that to the hose to fit onto that. So I was onto my my local kind of guys for dealing with this kind of stuff with hydraulics and that, and they have ordered me in a straight M16 and M18 to barbed hose thread thing. So that should bring that should get the reducer out of that, if you know what I mean. So that'll bring it back a good 3 centimeters at least. So that will solve that problem. I will update that once I have it fully done. So that's the engine side of it. The tank is back with me. I sent that out to get welded. So it's back with me. I'm after painting it up, so the bad paint job is my fault. But basically he just put a band around here and tigged it in. And then he tigged in a few different holes on it and everything like that. So that's all going back together with new hoses and fuel lines. What else? That's from the Pajero. That's another story. My intercoolers, they're just after being painted. So these are an aftermarket 300 ZX or Z32 Nissan intercooler, and the type are, you know, kind of straight out the side with a hook on the other side, not a sweep, because there's some that have a sweep that comes up. They're not the ones you want up and under. These are the ones that go around like that, so it's a straight line. There's a lot of debate on the forums when I asked a few questions about this, where they're saying they're totally inefficient because of the location. Because these will go on the Merc, they will go on the W124. They'll go here, you know, either side of the crash bar. There is a grill there, and I can kind of clip that back and stuff like that. But my horsepower goals are not massive, so I thought it would be a good, neat packaging. So it's the packaging I really like about it, because I will be able to then keep my aircon radiator as is, basically just swapping out the I'll obviously have to remove it, but I'll be just swapping out the main radiator on that. So I'm sort of really into that. And yeah, I think that's everything. So basically, just to recap, the build is this 1989 W124 estate in a willow green, being changed. It's originally a 300T. It's been changed to a om606 turbo. And other things that have been done, obviously the underbody has been gone over extensively. Strong flex power bushings all around the full kit. Goodrich brake lines, everything's been powder coated. The springs, which are linear springs on these, so they're not progressive like a lot of people worry. So progressive springs, you cannot cut them down. These have been cut down 1.5 coils. Progressive springs you cannot cut down because they're rated at different loads as they go down and widen out, and the coils are heated differently and everything like these. These are just straight coils, so you can cut them down. So they're cut down a 1.5 coils, and as long as you do not generate heat, which I didn't, as I used a hacksaw or bandsaw on them, so I kept the heat real down on them. And the same again, 1.5 coils on the front, and we have our Coney SRT shocks, and again the Goodrich brake pipes. You will, just for anybody taking into this, you will have lots of rust repairs, and you will also have brake lines to do, hard brake lines. Again, power flex bushings for the front and power and everything like that. So the next job on the list, there's a few little tidying up things on the engine bay, which I'll work away at because I'm actually busy doing other stuff, so I don't have as much time as I did when I was doing a lot a few weeks ago. I have to unbolt the torque disc from the torque converter from the gearbox, then unbolt the belt housing, break free these bolts here, these bolts just here, and shift the entire gearbox back just a very small amount so that I'll be able to then pull this engine as is, and then I'll be able to drop the new engine in, bolt it back up. By that point I will have the petrol tank or diesel tank in, and the new lines. I have the lines all painted up back there. Other things that I have done are, I have the radiator, I have filters, new brake shoes, gearbox filter and filter fluid and gasket. So there's still a fair bit in it. Yeah, that's pretty much it so far. I'm trying to think if I've missed anything. Oh yes, I'm going to have to make up a bracket for the 300 TDI Land Rover actuator, which will be a boost base actuator versus what comes standard on the standard turbo, which is a vacuum based actuator. So we want boost based. So that has to be done on it. And what else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just to recap, this is a 7.7 element diesel pump, UK elements, external ALDA. I put a primer bulb on it, leading to the stock diesel heater system, which people want me to get rid of. But I kind of want to keep it because I think it'll be good for the engine in the long run. I will have to try and make a combination of linkages here, because I'm going to be using the original W124 linkages for the throttle, and that has the Bowden cable for the gearbox, and that's currently in this, so that will have to be mounted up here like the original linkages was, and I'm going to have to remove some material from the manifold here, which I'm not looking forward to it. If anybody knows any other alternative, that would be a fantastic suggestion, because I really don't want to have to start cutting up that lovely manifold. But I think I'm going to have to remove a section so I can bring my linkages straight down through to these back here, and then the Bowden cable will be working. If I could run it without the Bowden cable, I'd be happy with that, but I don't think I'll be able to kick down without the Bowden cable. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Also, I believe I need to put on the digital actuators as well here, or the throttle adjusting here for the gearbox to know what's going on. I'm going to have to figure that one out again too. Anyway, guys, that's just an update so far. I'm busy pulling out a bathroom at the moment in my home place, and then also my Pajero has also started overheating and everything like that. So this whole project might take a back seat as the Pajero's parts come in, just to get it back and running, because that's our daily car. I don't know if you guys would be interested to watch head gasket possibly, but definitely all the cooling system going over in the Pajero. I might record it just to put it up there. Some of the guys in the Pajero clubs might want to watch that for some God knows reason. Anyway, guys, appreciate you watching. I'll check back soon. Thanks. Bye.